Hello and welcome back to Bricking It, and we've got our tile work done for the most boring class in Hogwarts, A History of Magic. Now on my first build through of this back wall was just very plain and tan. I'm going to try and make it a tiny bit more interesting by adding the classroom doorway. Use a couple of panels instead of bricks because I'm rapidly running out of reddish brown. Headlamp brick with a stud on it to be our doorknob. Some of the grottiest reddish brown bricks you've ever seen. And there's our door. Maybe not interesting enough, so let's curve the top with these curved slopes. And this archway to finish it off. And there is the most interesting boring door I've ever built. Now my original plan for this video was just to not edit it at all, let it run and be the most boring video of a boring build of a boring classroom ever. Even this music's boring. Right, let's try something a bit different. Oh yes. Yes, that's more like it. This is what we need to build to. Alright, let's get back to it and build our back wall up. Oh yes. Here we go, now we're rocking. Oh, if I'm honest, that's enough of that. Bring our boring music back in. Obviously I thought a sticker was far too interesting, so I only show you half of it. Now we're going to add a bit more interest to this back wall by adding a window. Nice big one this time, because we do hear in the books how Hedwig appears at the window and Harry lets her in, so it's got to be big enough for our owl to be seen and get in. And we'll just carry on the wall. Pop some interest on this side. We're going to add a bookshelf. Now this may not be that interesting as I've done it many times before, but it is a school, so really what do you expect? You can use some of these stickers from the house banner sets just to make it a tiny bit more fun to look at. A couple of plates to bring it up to the same level, and then we're going to use this tile just to add the next shelf layer. It's quite a nice little cabinet by itself, but I'm going to add an extra layer of books on the top. They're going to be built up in just the same way. And that's our second layer. 1x3 tile at the end because I'm going to add a top to the bookshelf. As I said, I'm running out of bricks, so this is mostly built of plate. I'm just going to pop an ingot onto this stud here at the front, just to make it a bit more visually interesting. Get that centered up. Lovely, there's our bookshelf. And some more dull tan bricks behind. Pop on a snot brick up onto the wall so we can add a little bit more decoration down the line. So there we have our bookshelf, window and door, just making this plain tan box a little more fun to look at. Let's use our snot bricks here to stick again another sticker from the house banners, this time from Ravenclaw, up onto the wall. That wacky clock sticker gives us something fun to look at. To make our plain tan box even more interesting, we're going to add a line of detailing along the wall just above the window, using these medium nougat bricks. Again, a couple more of these curved slopes. And using a combination of these and those 1x6 archways, just going to add a slight pattern to the wall. I was going to put a bunch of portraits up along the top of this wall, but I decided that I'd just go for the patterned brickwork look instead. I want to draw the eye away from what's going on in the classroom. This stud here is going to be used to hold a bust. It's quite a simple build, cylinder on top of a 1x1 plate. You can use one of these shield pieces. It's obviously like the nameplate or a bit of information about the historical figure. Do need to add another 1x1 on top just to raise the height a bit, and you'll see why in a moment. You can use one of these window arches, commonly used for shoulder pieces in busts, and then pop this long beard on. That's why we needed the extra plate and my obligatory glow in the dark piece to be the head of the bust. So there we go, that makes that end of the room a little bit more interesting to look at. We've got that nice wide window and our door in the far end wall. So now this end of the classroom is going to be the teacher's end. So we're going to make that a bit more interesting by adding in a blackboard. So we usually have these as freestanding, but sometimes we attach them to the wall. That's what I'm going to do with this one. So just put a little lip for the chalk tray. And using these black bricks, we are going to build up our blackboard. There we go. Also, I want to continue that nice pattern all the way around. So we'll just pop these guys up on here. And get the bricks aligned. There we go. So there's our blackboard with a massive hole in it. What are we going to do about that? Well, I've had a version of Professor Binns in my Hogwarts almost since the start when I first built it. And this is my latest version. I've changed the beard so he matches his appearance in the Lego Harry Potter video games. And instead of the ghosty bottom which I usually have on it, I'm just going to use one of these tilt tables. Passing his robes through the hole in our blackboard, we're going to recreate the most exciting moment in any History of Magic class, and that's when Professor Binns enters the classroom through the blackboard. Just adjust his robes and his arm position. And there we go. There's Professor Binns coming in. If we block the light behind, you'll see that just gives a really nice appearance of him appearing through the blackboard. Obviously we've got our robes flapping, but we're going to use them to help block the light in. And when they're packed in against another module, they don't create any brick conflicts. It just helps any odd bits of light get blocked around that hole. Obviously we've got to build up the rest of our modules so it matches all the others, because we need to be equal in height. Standard decorative pieces and a long brick across the front. And that's our build largely complete. Now, even for History of Magic class, this is still a little bit too boring. So let's add some more details into the classroom, starting with Professor Binns' desk, stacked up with homework, a little statue of some probably quite minor historical figure. This class is going to be full of first years. It's a look of shock and terror on their faces. They first witnessed Professor Binns coming through the blackboard. Obviously this is the start of the lesson, so we're keeping the desks nice and clear. Nobody's got their books or quills out yet. They've all just arrived. I've managed to find 4 minifig heads in my collection with suitably shocked or startled expressions on their faces to reflect our new students' complete surprise at the appearance of their ghost teacher. So there we go. Nice little optical illusion of the teacher coming through the blackboard. We've got our bookshelf, our bust, our clock and our window, and we're done. So that's our build. And it just goes to show it doesn't take too much to make even the most boring basic square box a little more interesting. We've got our professor as our focal point, our students helping us draw the eye to that. And then once we've looked at that fun little detail, we've got some more things in the background to keep us looking and interested in the build. So thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please do leave us a like. Leave a comment down below, let us know what you think of the build. And if you've got any ideas for other classrooms or things we could do to improve or change our builds. And if you'd like to see more Hogwarts interior mock builds, then please subscribe to Bricking It. Bye bye.